guys just continue to show the grit that they're made of, and against it. I thought just an amazing Hofstra team, especially Shea Kennedy, playing a phenomenal game. Our guys did everything they could to crack the code, and fortunately, with a couple of really strong right efforts in that overtime period, allowed us to get a good opportunity, and Bodie, sticking at home to send us to the CAA championship. So really, really proud of our guys.
Questions first for student athletes, then the coach.
Coach, the
Questions for student athletes.
Sorry. Bodie, can you walk us through your game-winning goal? What did you see, and did you know that you had to shoot, for a corner against Shea Kennedy?
Yeah, obviously the goalie's playing well, but that's a routine shot that I take every single day. It's just that's something that should fall, and it just fell that time.
Can you recall the last time you had a game-winning goal in overtime?
No, it's been a while. Today.
You came on in the middle of that overtime because of all the back and forth. I mean, how settled did you kind of feel running into that group at that point?
Yeah, I felt really settled in that. I've played in those big games, and I've played with that group, and I didn't feel any pressure at all.
Both guys, coaches mentioned, what it's been like for you all to have to play these close games and to execute them, but to do it on this stage and then to go to the championship, courtesy of your shot, just kind of what has it meant, to you, and what have you seen from this team more so, just kind of how you all have executed all year through in these close games?
Yeah, we've had a lot of overtime games, and we've been resilient all year. I think that just caps it off, right? We've been a really resilient team, and to have another overtime win to send us to the CAA championship, I mean, that just embodies our team.
Mikey, you had a great game. 100 career goal, hat trick in the first half. Can you just talk about what this win means to you?
It means the world. All week we put in the work, and I feel like Coach Musi, Coach Nadalin, they put us in spots where we were able to succeed. And our scout team, they did a great job showing us the right looks, and we executed today.
Any questions for athletes?
Mikey, your performance, is this what you anticipated for yourself?
Yeah, I expect very high of myself, and I go out there and play my heart out every time.
I know a lot of people like to look at you as a goal scorer, but do you feel like with your 3 assists, prove that you can also be a playmaker as well?
Yeah. Like I said, Coach Musi kind of showed us, and the scout team showed us the looks that we might see, and they were there, and we executed.
But you're not down at the defensive end, but just how much do you feel like they kind of flipped the game a little bit there, starting to
Yeah, the defense really strapped up and gave us more opportunities to score, which is what we needed. We needed to get some rhythm back in our offense and find that pace to really open up the shots, and the defense allowed us to get those possessions that we needed.
We started with man up, and then they were able to, we didn't execute, and the ball got loose. Mikey was able to ride it back. Again, Eddie talked about goal scorer and then assist guys. I think that's also an unheralded piece of his game and our attack in general, their ability to ride the ball back. But we were down a couple guys through the midfield, and then Bodie's one of those guys that we knew has got the experience and then get out there, and he's earned obviously that opportunity, and like he said, he's ready for the moment.
Mikey's performance, does it just become kind of routine to see this from him?
I think kind of as he alluded to and talked about it, it's expected, right? He expects extremely highly of himself, and sometimes when he's not playing to where he thinks he is or where he's capable of, he gets frustrated, and you can see that too. And working with him through body language, working with him through channeling that frustration into a ride back, or just making a smart play the next time and stuff. And so again, it's something that when an athlete holds themselves to high standards and high expectations, you expect that, and he's got to work for it because he gets a lot of attention. So again, it's something that doesn't come easy, but he embraces the challenge.
You mentioned Kennedy a little bit earlier, but his fourth quarter in particular.
Phenomenal. I didn't wasn't counting the saves, I would have ran out of fingers, you know, in that fourth quarter, pretty much. But I mean, yeah, we knew coming in, you know, facing them, you know, a few days ago, he was going to be a big test for us, and he continues to be that. And he's, you know, unfortunately, he's only a redshirt freshman too. So we're going to have to watch film, you know, significantly as we get into CAA play next year to prepare for him. He was amazing.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about keeping the team's motor up in that fourth quarter? Because you were mentioning Kennedy had all those saves. When you're trying to make the game more broken open, how are you trying to keep the team engaged to keep the goals coming?
It can be frustrating, no doubt, you know, for the offense, for the team. You know, some of those, again, he played extremely well. Some of us, you know, we shot center mass, and he's, you know, in right position, and it's just, you know, he's either making clean saves or bouncing off him. I was a little frustrated at halftime with some of our shot selections, knowing how good he is, and, you know, don't want to give him that extra confidence that he already has. But again, you know, our guys, Bodie talked about the resiliency, you know, not allowing that to really frustrate us too much to take us out of our game, and just know it's like, hey, we got to keep working, keep the ball spinning, keep finding good opportunities, and, you know, put them in better spots, you know, to get by them.
And then just to talk a little bit about the third quarter, after Foster scored those 4 consecutive goals, what were some of the focuses you guys had going forward to kind of regain control of the game?
Just, you know, one play, you know, one play at a time, getting back, you know, making sure. We always talk about focusing on the fundamentals and be great at the fundamentals. And I felt like at times some ground ball play, some decisions, you know, with the ball and stick work and stuff were not our best. We weren't as sharp. So again, our guys are ultra competitive, and their backs, you know, our backs were against the wall, and I think they felt that. And, you know, I think Kai ended up having to come in off of a face-off procedure, got us possession, got us a goal. So again, just being able to get that little spark, you know, and to build on that spark, you know, and go from there.
To piggyback off that question, what was the conversation like in the huddle heading into overtime?
Staying loose and staying focused on the fundamentals. Again, we don't want our guys to play tight, or, you know, so again, we got to keep the voices up and stay connected there. Again, just, you know, staying loose. It's a fun game. It's, you know, obviously it's overtime, but it's still a lacrosse game. So staying focused on those fundamentals, doing the little things, you know, as we talked about, great, and, you know, just again taking the opportunities, creating what we can, and just playing smart lacrosse.
Last question.
You mentioned after the Fairfield game, the ability to go zone or man, and you obviously did that again today a bit. I mean, just how much of a luxury is it, and how tough is it to be able to develop that luxury over the course of a season?
Yeah, we're not overly complicated defensively. So again, we have the man-to-man packages, we have the zone packages, and our guys are pretty comfortable in both. They were getting some advantages, right, in the man-to-man stuff, so we felt like we really had to slow it down a little bit, especially after the 3-goal run, and, you know, try to find our way to chisel our way back into it. You hope that your goalie, you know, can, you know, just like in man downs, he needs to make some saves when you're giving up some shots potentially. And I thought Downs, you know, did a good job of that, and our defense did a good job. So being able to, I think it sometimes can settle our guys down when, you know, things get a little frenetic defensively.